Hi guys, welcome again to another episode of Founder Bounty. Today we have Vedran. Very excited about this one. Vedran, welcome to the show.
Hi, hello, how are you? Thank you for having me here.
You absolutely welcome. And guys, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube if you enjoy this episode today. So today, we Vedran, feel free to give an introduction to yourself and your business and your company.
Yeah, awesome. So, yeah, my name is Vedran. People call me Vex. It's easier to pronounce uh, in different countries. So, I'm CEO and a founder of Revuto, which is basically a crypto, part fintech startup. So, we are trying to help people to manage their subscriptions with a mobile app that we are building. And we have addition to the app and to the fintech product is a crypto part of the thing where we use crypto to incentivize the user base and to help them actually to pay for their subscriptions less than they would pay it with the fiat money, and then possibly to earn some money as well. So
Okay,
that's, yeah,
right,
in
right,
short,
right.
what we are trying to do.
In short, well, we'll go into that a little bit later on. What I want to do is focus a little bit about you, your startup journey, how you came to make the decision, to
Oh,
go for an ICO, and being very successful at it. Obviously, having raised 10 million. And so let's talk a little bit about you as a founder itself. Going through your early stages. There's a lot of people out there looking to start businesses, looking to start companies, and we both know it's a very hard journey. So maybe you could talk a little bit
yeah,
about your journey itself.
sweat and tears journey. More tears. Actually, so I started with this startup thing where with being an entrepreneur from my early ages, but I've been into tech and startups from 2010, something like that. So it's been almost 12 years now. I started several companies, some of them more successful, some of them less successful, but I never managed to do something big like Revuto. It's been hard. I've been working on different things in the past. So the last thing was a hardware startup. I spent like 3 years being in San Francisco trying to raise money there. So it was really tough for me because actually I couldn't manage to um, finish my last product, build it. Then COVID hit me. I was working with a company from China to build the product, and actually, the biggest, yeah, the challenge was not only just to raise money, but then also to find the users, to find the customers, to find the partners, a lot of things. You know me for a while. We had several discussions about, actually, how to do it, how to make it. And honestly, before I did this, I was on my lowest point because I didn't know what to do.
Right,
But luckily, through that journey, I managed to meet interesting people,
right,
good people, which I talked to, and then we decided together to move on and to start working on Revuto.
right.
So
Yeah. So
again,
so going.
crazy journey, crazy stories. It's not for everybody.
So it took you like 7, 10 years to build a successful company.
Yeah, then something like that. But I wouldn't say that we are successful now. So although it may seem, that we build a successful
Right,
company,
right. But raise
but it
capital.
never gets
Okay.
easy. Come on,
R-
it's just getting even
Raising
worse.
capital. Understand. Okay, but the struggle of I think that's one important thing for you guys out there. The struggle of failing is part of the journey, and I think we've talked about this numerous times in our
Uh,
past episodes.
yeah, and it's tough, especially for us being here from the Balkans, because people don't understand that the fail is just in the part of the process.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
if
Understood.
you don't succeed, then they consider you failure, and then it's hard to recover actually
Understood.
mentally.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, no, it's something that I hear from many entrepreneurs out there, even people looking to get their side hustles going. failing is part of the journey. A lot of people are worried about their reputation, putting their reputation at stake while they're doing a job, for example, leaving it and playing the lottery essentially and trying to build a company because it's so
Yeah.
hard. And what you've managed to do after all these years is learn from your mistakes and then raise capital for Revuto and be successful in it, and now building that business with obviously the capital that you've raised. Maybe talk to us, yeah, going specifically into that company, um, why an ICO, or, were you looking for capital at the time? Why this idea? How that happened.
Yeah, so it's a good question. So I'm gonna try to make it a short short answer, but it's difficult. So first of all, why we did this. So again, during my time in San Francisco, actually two things happened. I came in 2017 in January when the last crypto bull cycle started, and that is when I actually met with the crypto and with the whole the concept of the crypto. And from then on, I consider the crypto as a part of the digital revolution of the financial business, and believe that that's the future. And even now, we see that the younger population is really adopting that concept of the crypto. But also during the time, I met with my co-founders,
Right,
and working on my previous startup, I noticed that I was using a lot of subscriptions to run my startup, to run my business actually, because everything was actually moving to subscription business model. So all
right,
those tools that I was using and paying for, I would pay them on a monthly basis,
right,
and it was really tough for me to follow to whom I was paying to, with what and when, because
right,
I was struggling with funding, and I was using all those different debit or credit cards to pay for those things. And then I noticed that actually I don't know how much I was paying monthly, and then also I didn't know, if I unsubscribe to those tools that I'm not using anymore and things like that. And sometimes I would have trouble to actually pay for something on a due date, but I would need that badly. For instance,
right,
if you need to pay for Shopify or to Stripe, if you don't pay to them, they're going to discontinue that service to you, but your business is based on that, and then it can hurt you pretty well. And Marco, who I met, who is our CTO, was at that time working for Intuit, the biggest actually fintech company in the world, and they were working on products. One of those was called Mint, which was helping people to follow their financials and everything,
right.
and basically helping them to track what they're paying. And I said to Marco, there is a problem with the subscriptions, because I would love to have an app that could easily
Yeah, an
help.
overview. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
Marco said, actually, I was trying to do that within the Intuit, and then they didn't listen to him, and we talked, and we just decided, let's do that.
Right,
I
right,
was
right.
having trouble with my previous startup. I thought that we had good idea. uh, I also knew other people who could help us, and it was just a matter of decision. Let's do that.
Yeah,
uh,
understood. Okay. So you saw a problem, you found the solution, found a solution to it. And how did you go about thinking about, let's say, doing an ICO versus
ICO.
doing
Yeah, that's interesting
venture
thing.
venturing? Yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting thing, because already I knew then that if we're gonna build that app, and that app is gonna be paid, basically the payment app, we should include the crypto, because crypto helps a lot to
right,
incentivize the user base,
right.
especially through the giving the cashback through the cryptocurrency, then using it for referrals. So basically, what the fintech companies are doing, they're spending a lot of money from investors to actually acquire new users. For each new user, those apps would give you $25, $50 even now to actually onboard you. And I said, I'm not sure if you're going to manage so early to actually raise enough money to uh, give money away to onboard those users and to compete. I said, let's just build our cryptocurrency and give away crypto, which actually is a good thing, because the crypto, you can sell them the story that crypto in the future can go up. and then those rewards, even the cashback rewards, can be really significant in the future.
Right.
And the other thing was actually to get
Right.
funded, and
Yeah.
we were trying to raise money, pre-seed money, or let's call it seed with the VCs, because it takes money to build something and to hire people to help you.
Yeah.
And we, had a difficult time, and I always had a difficult time with raising money in the past. Although I would have a good traction, sales, pre-orders, and things like that, but somehow always
Right.
it wasn't enough.
Yep.
And we tried to raise that, and I said, come on, I don't see that this is going in the right direction. It's the same thing. It's going to take a lot of time and effort, and who knows what will happen. Let's try to do ICO, and it's going to be much better for us, because I believe that we can raise more than we would raise with the traditional VCs, and also we can raise faster. And actually it took us 6 months to prepare the ICO, which was really successful. We didn't expect it to be so successful. So basically, we raised $10 million in minutes.
Well,
To,
well, so that this is going to be the most important. This is going to be the most interesting part of the video. So I think so. $10 million in minutes, right? So
yeah,
tell us
that's
the
crazy.
secret. Yeah.
The secret, honestly,
What did you do? So 6 months to prepare.
yeah.
How did you go about that? You're obviously on the Cardano blockchain. How did you choose that? How did you prepare that? What did you use? If you could just clarify that process,
You know
that
what?
would
That's like $1 million question. So everybody would love to know
it
the
is,
secret
yes.
formula for it, but I believe that it all needs to boil to one point. And in our case, things went well on all those, let's say, angles. So first of all, we did a good preparation.
Right,
We had a good team. We managed to explain people the product that we want to build. Somehow they liked it. It was easy to understand
right.
for them what we are trying to do.
Yep,
Then choosing the right blockchain, Cardano at
right.
that moment was a
Yeah,
really good thing, because we could position ourselves as a first ICO, public ICO on Cardano. Then, in general, it was a good moment to do an ICO, because we
right.
did last year in May. So the timing was right.
Timing was right.
Yeah, and yeah, we managed to build a good community. Um,
So how
and
did you do that? How do you build that community?
yeah, that's also an interesting thing. So when we started, actually, we didn't have followers on Twitter. We didn't have
Right,
any members on Telegram. Discord was also empty. But just, we were pushing the content out,
right,
and we were pushing a lot of content. We did a lot of podcast videos. We were, guests on different podcasts as well. We did a lot of AMA, those on Telegram groups, those events.
right,
So many things, and even like the blog, Medium blog post was working very well. So newsletter was working very well.
right,
But in the end, people liked our product, and that's why we
right.
managed to, build a good list of people who subscribed for to our newsletter and things like that, and just it picked up.
No, I think you're having some technical. I think you cut out there for a second. Okay, so
Sorry,
creating
sorry
that
about that.
community around the product. So getting on, getting out there, getting a content out there, Medium podcasts, etc. Generating that interest in the business was the first step, really, to going live, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? All those things, they need to click, but in the end, you need to have a good product that people
Right,
can correlate it with.
right,
And we had a product that should actually help a lot of people solve their big problem.
right. Understood.
Subscriptions,
Okay.
taking
Yes.
money out of their pockets,
Understood. Right.
losing money on the free trials, on the free
Yeah.
trial tabs and things like that. So
Yeah, yeah, and there are of course companies like AppSumo as well now, which are trying to completely do a platform for all kind of subscription models out there. But concentrating again on the ICO. So okay, so you generated the community, and
yeah,
what was the next phase? after that?
Yeah, so well, we built the community. We announced the ICO. We had a private and public
Right,
round, and
right,
we announced those. We started also, to talk with investors, with angel investors, and some crypto VCs to help us to close the private round.
right,
But what helped us the most is the ability to close the private sale pretty fast.
right, right,
And when we showed that we raised it was 1.7 million
right.
basically in a few days. Then also we got hot.
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
understood.
yeah, and
So
that was
momentum helped you,
momentum.
right? Okay, so in terms of marketing, so except going on podcast, was there any marketing spend
Yeah.
that you decided in advance you were going to deploy before, and how much of the 10 million, for example, yeah, if you could just structure that in terms of
So
um,
listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. So to do a proper ICO campaign, you need to spend some money as well, and that was the
okay,
most difficult part as well, because I was already aware that we would have to spend between 100 to 2000 to $200,000 to do a proper preparation for the ICO. And
right,
it helped us that we managed to find the companies, one development company and one marketing company, to actually believe in us
right,
and tell us, guys, you're gonna pay us later.
right,
With that develop It was a crypto development company who actually helped us to build the token sell platform. We actually made a deal with them to give them a percentage of our ICO. So
right,
basically, we didn't
understood.
have to pay them nothing in advance,
Okay,
and that helped us, because with those two things we wouldn't be able to do anything.
right,
uh, so it's just a
understood.
matter of finding the way.
Okay, so okay, no, no, just absolutely. I mean, doing deals with marketing companies and stuff. So you do recommend spending 100 to 200,000 US on marketing spend prior to the ICO, as well as getting out there, getting yourself out there. You've created the solution to a problem that
Yeah.
obviously was a big problem. Obviously, a lot of people out there saw the same uh, problem and solution as you and wanted to be part of your ICO. So what was the phase once you did the marketing spend? Do you know where that marketing budget went? Or was it just it was up to them? This is the date, you
uh,
know,
well, we had a plan. We had a
right,
really strict plan and how to start to market the stories. So uh, we said we don't have enough money to market this for a month or two on a global scale,
right,
because it would require much more funding to do that. So we said, we're gonna make it quick, but it should be really punch, a big punch. And then we said we're gonna uh, market ourselves for a week locally,
yeah,
and then try to market ourselves globally for another week. So the campaign lasted 2 weeks.
2 weeks, right,
Yeah, and people told us that this is not going to be possible. Even the marketing company told us,
right.
guys, okay, we're going to listen to you, but
Two weeks
we
is
don't
small.
know
It's very short. Yeah,
if this is going to work.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
how it worked. And yeah, but that is, something that you cannot count on, because everybody needs to figure their own way out. and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and and, and that's why nobody, uh, there's so many ICOs that fail, so it's also the percentage of those who succeed is small, and there's no secret sauce.
There's no secret sauce. So there you go, guys. There's no secret sauce, but there, but it obviously worked. So 2 weeks to market the product, then on live date, right? You went live.
Yeah.
You saw how much of that 10 actually raised, or how was that divided
Yeah, that
exactly?
was divided. That was a funny story as well, because we had the private sale and the public sale. And
Right,
private went 2 weeks prior the public, but we managed to, and we said that was a good decision to do private sale. It was a small part of our whole token sale. So from
Right.
10 million, we decided we're gonna sell just 1.7 to the private investors, and we
Right.
managed to fill up that pretty quickly. Then when we said, this is filled up, then we got hot, and then we did the public sale, which was actually it lasted 1 week, but there was 3 rounds, and each of those rounds was closed in pretty much 20 minutes.
Right.
The first one was on Tuesday, the second one was on Thursday, and the third one was on Saturday. But each of those closed in practically few minutes, 20 minutes tops.
And how much was each one?
Each one, it depends, but the biggest one was on Saturday, and it was half of the whole token sale round. It was $5 million, and I was mad at myself because when we did the first round of a public sale, after that the market crashed. So that was on May 18th, and I said to
Right.
myself, Vedran, you're stupid. Why wanna why didn't you just decide to do everything at once? And if it goes, if it doesn't go, it doesn't go, because usually it is like that. So if you manage to do everything and right, your token sell or race is going to be successful. If things don't go right in the first days, nothing is going to change on second or third or fifth day. It
Yeah,
rarely
but you
does.
obviously created a bit of momentum. There was more interest, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
just I'm gonna just to tell you the story. So the market crashed between the first and the second round, and I was really scared that we are not going to be able to
Right. Be
close
able
the
to.
second
That's
round.
good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And the second was on Thursday, and we did that. We closed actually that round even faster than the first round, because the minimum ticket size was bigger. And then when that round closed in, I don't know, 15 minutes, I was pretty much sure that we're going to be fine on Saturday with that, like the last round, which was $5 million. But
Yeah.
it was a big risk to actually divide token sale to 3 rounds, because anything can happen during the 7 days.
Anything can happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Anything can happen. Well,
but
well,
luckily
obviously it worked. Yeah, luckily it
it worked.
worked. Which is fantastic. And congratulations
Thank you.
on
Thank you.
that. And I think there's a lot of our listeners out there who will be very interested to hear and to learn about your learnings about going through the process of
Yeah.
uh, of, of 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 doing an ICO and raising the capital. Is there anything else that you would add to someone that's potentially, let's say, looking to do an ICO as opposed to raising capital from a regular, let's say, angel or
Yeah.
VC? Is there any other, kind of
So, it was also like the process of deciding, if you're gonna go with the token sale or not,
right?
because it's a big decision for a startup.
Yes,
Why?
it is.
Because then you choose your path, and then once when you are in the crypto, you need to stay there, because obviously you're gonna get retail investors who are your token holders, and you need to actually provide something for them, and talk to them regularly, keep your social media alive and things like that, and the least that token provide the liquidity for it and things like that. But still, in parallel, you have to build the business,
Yes,
the app.
yes,
So it's tough, but why companies are choosing that path is because sometimes I believe there are more advantages than disadvantages, because you can get, I believe, bigger raise in the early stages. Later it's more difficult because then you depend on the tokens that you have in the company left.
yeah,
So some of companies cannot sell equity later on when they do ICO. For our
right,
case,
right.
it's different because we are part fintech, part crypto. So we still are hoping for a exit or a IPO, um, in the end. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough for me to say. If people should go conventional way or should they choose the ICO? Everybody needs to decide for themselves. But
Of course.
in the end, you know what? The thing is, and I'm going to be honest with it, companies need money. And whatever you feel is better for you and to get to that funding as soon as possible is going to be better for you. So don't actually, think too much in advance if later on VCs are going to look at you this way or that way. Because if you have money, it's going to be easier for you. If
Yeah.
you don't have money, it doesn't matter. And then I'm going to also tell something, we talked a lot about it, and I had my own struggles and everything, but I believe, and I'm going to first to say that sometimes you need to get lucky. You can do everything and prepare everything well. Sometimes you succeed, sometimes you don't. There is no it's hard to actually find a reason why somebody did well and not really.
Yeah, I think that applies to all sectors and
Yeah,
industries, and right time, right place.
exactly.
Post Corona, pre Corona, a lot of startups died. A lot of startups did well. On demand grocery delivery did really well, and just got some company just got lucky. Right place, right time, raised the capital, and exited. I know a few of them, Wheezy being one of them in the UK, and the stuff like that. Really, really luck. No one knew Corona was coming, and on demand grocery, for example, was going to blow up. So I think luck plays a massive part, but at the same time, the strategy that you've done is very very interesting for all of you guys out there. Vedran will potentially be available as well for some mentoring at some point, hopefully. So very very interesting. Is there any last words you'd say to the guys out there that are looking?
Yeah, just don't never give up.
Never give up.
Yeah, never give up. That's something that we all entrepreneurs have in ourselves. So
Absolutely.
you can push us into the corners and everything, but we're gonna always come
Well,
back.
that's a famous saying. Yeah, if there's a wall in front of you, you're gonna find a way around it. And I think a lot of people, the real strong people will find a way around that always, no matter what.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and I think Founder Bounty wishes you major success with the growth of the business, and I hope we all can't wait to start using Revuto, of course. And yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vlad, and I
Thank
wish
you.
you best of luck too.
Thanks.